This is Clayson TV.
Oh, this is not about to count, sorry. Usikate. Hiyo party baki hapo.
Ikongi yetu. Sorry.
Okay, we are ready. Hi guys, what's happening? Nimeanza interview na kicheko. What's popping? Of course, it's me, your queen of content, Truly Kitty. Welcome to the best online TV show. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And I'm tuned with the one and only. Sijui niite bibi ya mhesha ama niite nani? Si politician. But anaweza kuwa. So niko na bibi ya Omanyala hapa. You see it mara ya kwanza, actually you saw her the last interview I did wakiwa na Omanyala, and I'm so happy to have her here. She's always a vibe. When I talk to her, wanasikia tu nabambika. So today najua story maybe kuna vile utafeel kidogo, tutulie kidogo to you a little bit of yourself.
Kwa majina naitwa Lavanta Luvandwa.
Unapenda Kizungu? Just use English. Najua unapenda Kizungu, usiteseke na Kiswahili.
Kiswahili naweza iongelea, but sheng.
Use English
fluent. Okay. My name is Lavanta Luvandwa. I'm Mtavi, Omanyala. I'm a Kenya. Kidogo unajua tunaweza kuwa wazungu. I'm Kenya. I'm a social worker by profession. I'm a mother of two beautiful and handsome kids. And
boy ama deep. Kuna ka boy.
Tusingia kwa details. Lakini I'm a mother of two. Kuna boy na dem. So I'm a mother. I am a social worker by profession. And I'm an athlete. Yeah.
Lavenda, at what point did you realize you can be an athlete? Sasa hapo ndo tunataka kujua sana.
Career yangu ya athletics, wacha nikwambie. Athletics yangu inaanza back then. You see when you're in primary and wasa unaenda games time and lazima games time uende ufanye something. Yeah. So nilikuwa naenda tu games time. The only sport shule yetu ilikuwa ni mbio. Hakukuwa na any other sport. But I was so lazy. I didn't like it. So the only time nili have kuenda competition is because I was bribed by my primary school teacher. Akanipatia soda na chipo ndo niende competition. That was the only time nilianza compete, and I went once. Na hiyo ilikuwa primary, then nikakatika. But in high school, a friend of mine, my mother, did you go to a boarding school?
Yeah.
Okay. Zile za my mothers. So my mother was an athlete. Okay. So she's the one who pruned me into being a sprinter. Yeah, so I've been running in high school, but high school was mostly ilikuwa ku escape school because school was tough. So running was a way of escaping soma sana. Yeah, so I was doing it because it had a lot of funkies. Yeah, so that is how I loved running in high school. Then I went to campus, and campus now I used to do dancing and running. No, campus I did anything that gave me money. So I used to dance, I used to run.
So you can dance.
Kitambo nilikuwa na dance.
Kuna moves. Squeeze zimeenda hapo.
Squeeze wasichana wa TikTok wanani stress. Mifupa zangu zimezeeka. So I used to dance. I was in our dance crew. Ilikuwa inaitwa Blazers dance crew. We used to, you know, I loved dancing because every weekend tulikuwa na gig LD, and during those gigs
tuambie ulikuwa high school gani? Hii ni kama high school inajulikana sana.
No, I wish. Hapana, mimi nilisoma pale Western, Kaimosi Girls.
Kaimosi inajulikana.
Then nikaenda Kampo Moi. Sasa sisi ni wale watu wa main campus kule Keses. So the only way you could get out of Keses to go to town ni kama uko na do. So mostly weekends tulikuwa tunaenda hivyo juu ya dance, because dance we used to earn tao. Ukichapa show ukapata tao. Unajua vile tao inakulisha. So I used to love dancing because of zile quick gigs, quick money. Then athletics nilikuwa naifanya once in a while, ikikuja na train wiki siku 3, 1 week, then I go and compete. Yeah. So that has been basically my athletics career. Then I finished campus, nikakuja nikaanza kufanya job. Kufanya job ilikuwa nikapata coach wangu wa kwanza. So I used to go to school, to work, and then I come during the weekends, or maybe after work I go for training. So just 2 years ago is when I started doing athletics professionally, when my
husband
got a breakthrough, and we sat down and discussed that he saw it best fit that I also get an opportunity to grow my career, because he knows I'm an athlete. I've been training, despite the fact that I've been doing it for a very short period. I've been competing with people who've been doing it daily. So we had a discussion, and he was like, babe, I want to support you. So I had also had enough with my working experience and my work. Then I decided to quit and start doing athletics full time. So I've done it professionally for 2 years now. Yeah.
Okay, you growing up, how was life? Maybe tell us a little bit of you growing up as Lavender, ukiwa mdogo, ka grow, familia kulikuwa aje, how is everything?
Growing up, for me, it's very difficult to describe my family dynamic. It's easy for many people. People say I come from a family of 3, a family of 4. I can't describe my family because I don't know if it's extended or whatever it is. But I come from a family where I have siblings from different sides. So it's, let me call it an extended family, I think. Yeah. So that is how I've been raised. I have my they call step or half. I have half brothers and sisters that we've been raised together, but they're older than us. So I'm the youngest. And kuna wadogo hapa chini. Kuna our last born, but we are sisi ni wale wadogo. Yeah. So growing up, life was good. Raised by mom and dad. My siblings walikuwa older, so by then my siblings were the ones who were supporting us. You see, when you come from a family where your siblings are already older, they're working, then it's like a custom. They usually support hapa na kule where there is school fees and things like that. So that is how we grew up. They were supporting my fee at some point when my dad retired and he didn't have any income. So yeah, that is how we've grown. So I come from a family of extended members, and it's a bittersweet revelation.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, now nataka sasa, I'm very interested kujua ulipatana je na Omanyala, because hii ndo kitu mimi nimetaka sana kujua. Yeye ashakusifu mara kadhaa vile mlipatana, ukamlea, like, so I want to know, how did you guys meet?
Funny enough, tulipatana kwa athletics. So I don't know, I think maybe it's destiny. So I've been running since Yokitambo, but I started running, I came for my first national games in 2015. So in 2016, tuseme I was already a veteran kwa hii game. Nilikuwa nishaanza kujua wase. So in 2016, I come for my competitions, then nikikuwa in and about, competing and stuff like that. Nilikuwa tu park Nairobi. Then Omanyala came to the scene. He has just transitioned from rugby to athletics. And he came with a bang. Unaona wale wasa wanakujanga, and he's a new kid around, and napendanga nikisema kid alafu anasikia kunimeza. He was a new handsome man.
Kid.
Alikuwa mgeni kwa hii track. Then he came with a bang. So akakuja na his first competition that I knew of. Alikuja na hiyo competition akakuwa number 5 nationally. Niko zile za, hey, this kid can. Yeah, so there were talks.
But why are you calling him kid?
We were, yeah. Alikuwa anaangalia mdogo, pia mimi nilikuwa mdogo. So yeah, but sasa I think ilikuwa interesting because in this kind of our lifestyle and our community, people know each other. So when someone new comes, it's easy for you to notice them. So that is how I first knew about him. Then after that, tukapatana. So you see, the first interaction was like, oh, there's this guy, oh, anakimbia. Yeah, that was it. Then later that year, we go for our university games competition. It's ilikuwa held in Eldoret. So when we were doing our competitions, mimi ni athlete. The only thing I knew about athletics is nakuja na I warm kidogo, like in 3 minutes, then I go and run. So he comes with his friend, Deno. Then wamekuja wakaji kuwa a center of the show. Wamekuja katikati ya field, they're warming up katikati ya field. Niko zile za, so nikamwangalia, niko zile za, boy ni show off. Kwa mind yangu, niko zile za, yani ameamua trainee hapa katikati ndo tumuone. Niko zile za, huyu anatafuta tu attention. So I ran, competed, won. History kaisha. Kumbe During that time, I think while I was in high school back then, nilikuwa napenda very very colorful hairs. So I think, and also mimi ni mrembo. So I don't know how, but he took note of me. So mimi nikamaliza kufanya shughuli yangu, then we went separate ways. I didn't even say hi or anything. I just saw him from afar. But that was my first reaction, because it was like, oh boy, ni show off. And that was it. Then we come bump up in Nairobi. We bump in Nakuru. So when we go to Nakuru, what happens ni Nakuru tuko na zile games za zilikuwa Kekoso, the company games. So he was representing.
I was there. I was Kekoso, but it was in Machakos. The one that was in Machakos, I was there.
Ilikuwa 2016.
I was playing netball.
Aish.
Yes.
Wait, tunafaa tuongee story.
I don't know if you know Moik, Ministry of Information.
Yes.
Nilikuwa kadogo, nilikuwa nimechukuliwa na wachezea.
Trudy umeteseka. Tumeteseka pamoja. Acha tuseme hivyo.
Ni pesa jamani.
Tafuta pesa. So you see, unaona venye companies they pay you good money. You see that mtu kupea 10k, 15k, it was a lot of money, and there were companies that were giving people to a tune of 30.
Yeah.
So he was representing CAK, I was representing Kenya Maritime Authorities. So I'm there with my friends during the games zilikuwa Nakuru. Then we meet at a kibanda. Unaona ile allowance yangu mingi, kila mtu alikuwa anaenda kibanda. So tumeenda kula kwa kibanda. Then pale kwa kibanda nimekaa na mabeshe zangu, then may I finish eating, then I go to pay my bill. Tunagongana pale kwa counter. Then tukigongana kwa counter, ananiangalia kwa zile za hi, can I have your number? In my head I'm like, boy, ule jamaa show off. Then there is nothing else you can tell me. Hata ujanisalimia ati mambo, can I have your number? Niko zile za, oh God, I'm not doing this. So niko zile za, I think what I can do is, wacha nimwambie nipe namba yake, nitampigia. So nikamwambia fanya hivi, just give me your number, I'll call you. Akakuwa mwerevu sana, akanipea namba yake. Na kuniuliza yangu, so akanipea yake, and tukaachania hapo. I never called. Did I save it? I saved it, and I didn't even bother to contact him. So 3 months later, tuna bump hapa hivi Kasarani. We were having our university games, East Africa University Games. Then I'm with my friend, he's with his friend, tunapatana. And you know the custom, when you meet someone you know, you greet and hug. So nikimhaga kwa zile za, by the way, inaweza pata namba yako, niko zile za, konayo, I'll text you. So I think I went feeling guilty, niko zile za, okay, let me just text him. So I texted him, like, hi. Hey, nakwambia, I think alikuwa nangoja tu a moment, because after that, alianza tu kuni text. And luckily, yeah, I was single-ish.
You were single.
Single-ish.
Ulikuwa single for how long? Umekaa single for how long?
Nilikuwa, I think your time akianza kuni text, nilikuwa tu out of a breakup and single-ish. You know, ile part time you don't want anything to do with a relationship. So niko zile za, I think I can have fun texting him and whatever. So I started talking to him. It was just fun and whatever. So that is how I met him. And that is how the friendship we developed. Tukaendelea kuongea and to enjoy each other, then ikaenda change.
So after now, let's say he told you that he wants you to be the girlfriend, maybe kukua fiancé wake, ulireact aje? What was your response towards that? How did you react? Ama ulichukulia aje?
Acha nikwambie, tulisumbuana. You see, ile ujisha friend zone msee for a very long time, then he keeps on telling you, manze by the way, see, I want you to be my girlfriend, because that you can't convince me. How can you tell me that a handsome guy like you hana dem? I was not.
Hiyo mentality mbona itawaitoka madem?
Haitatoka. You have to win our trust. We don't give our trust. If you see, the good thing with us is we don't just trust blindly. For us, you have to build the trust. So it took a long period of him just talking and me building trust in him for me to accept kumdate.
Then ukakubali, mkaanza relationship, kukakuaje? How was life like now as lovers, leave alone friends?
Life as lovers was difficult. You see, I think this is the only relationship that I got into. Alafu honeymoon phase yetu ikaface very quickly. You see, what's on stingy kwa honeymoon first due for how many years? I don't know, but yet really fed haraka because now when we continued to know each other better, tulianza kupata few things that we didn't like about each other. So tulianza irritate each other a lot. So mimi niko zile za I don't like this. Yeah, because I don't like this. So tukaanza kuvurugana. And I think I appreciate that because it made us know the real nature of each other as early as that. Then tukakosana.
I think break up mkablokiana.
Hapana, ilikuwa
ifika hiyo level.
Zilikuwa tu zile za kusumbuana, zile za anakukasirikia unamkasirikia, kuna vitu zinakuirritate because now you're sensitive, he's sensitive, he knows how amekuwa kiishi life in a different way, you're living your life in a different way, so you're trying to bring the two personalities together. So tuligwaruzana and then I think in between kuna vitu kila msali adjust because you're like okay, mimi nimezoea kuishi life yangu single so there are things you can't continue doing now that you're dating, so ikapata tu a bit of an adjustment and ikaanza kukua enjoyable. It was good but tuligwaruzana tukaelewana then ikakuwa smooth because now from then it was easy for us to communicate because you know him in out.
So mkadate how long ndo mkaoana sasa mkakuja sasa marriage?
Yetu imekuwa vitu. You know, the interesting thing is that was 2016, 2017, 2018. 2018, mimi sijui nilifanyika hapo Valentine's. I don't know. Mtoto wangu alizaliwa November. So November babies ni Valentine babies.
Valentine babies.
So katikati ya hiyo kudate, I find out I'm pregnant. Then kutekio news, I think it was a big shock on both of us, but I think mostly on me. Because I'm still in school. Yo ndo mwaka yangu ya mwisho.
You're still in campus?
Mimi nimesoma Moi miaka 7. You don't sita, don't ask me why. I think kila msemo mwenye tulijoin na yeye tulimaliza tu hiyo time.
Tuambie tu why.
Moi. Tulikuwa na long holidays za 1 year. So life in Moi ilikuwa. So imefika 2018 sijamaliza shule. I'm thinking about I have an athletics career. I want to make my mom proud. I want to you have a sequence in your mind that you know you have to finish school, get an employment, whatever the sequence, the normal sequence in inakwanga society. So I had a lot of pressure on my side. But now tukavurutana, unajua sasa yeye pia ni kijana. So ikakuwa I think when we got the information kila mtu alipata time yake ya ku melt down. Tuka melt down kwanza. Then after ku melt down then tukaanza kuulizana what do we want. And he was like, we'll take care of it. Life itajipanga. Then we like, okay. Then that's how it was.
So hapo ndo mlimove in. Ama mlikuwa msha move in?
Hapana, tulikuwa tunafanya long distance. Not really long distance because most of the time mimi nilikuwa Nairobi because of Moi. But so tulikuwa little bit of middle distance but si long.
Si long. Kuna na middle. Ndio nimesikia leo.
Haikuwa long distance, haikuwa tukua juu tulikuwa most of the time tulikuwa pamoja. Then there was a times nilikuwa naenda shule so alikuwa nakuja shule. So it was we still had time for each other. So then when nilipata news I went back to school juu nilikuwa bado namalizia my final year, my final semester actually. So we kept on communicating, alikuwa na travel and ani visit. Then nikimaliza shule so tukaanza kuulizana what next. So what next was luckily I got an employment. So nilikuwa nimeitiwa locum. So
hujatuambia campus umefanya kwenye gani?
Mimi I'm a social worker by profession, guys.
Oh. Nice.
Hizi vitu za humanitarian na vitu za watu, that is what it's close to my heart. So nikimaliza campus nikapata locum kwa hosi. So coming to a hospital, the good thing is already nimepata job. The locum was running for 6 months, so I'm assured of a 6-month salary. And before going back to campus, I was still working. Nilikuwa nimefanya another 6 months of locum. And immediately tulijua tuko na ball, tukaanza kusave. Nakwambia yani sijai realize a campus girl can save. Hey, we saved. I remember I think we saved hadi wenyewe tulikuwa tunakaa tunajiambia, "Hey, that has we have money." So juu tulikuwa tunapanga tukijua we have a kid coming. Then fortunately nikapata job tena. So we planned for me to come and move to Nairobi. So tukatafuta nyumba, tukaweka vitu kwa hao and we moved in and that is how we started living together. Yeah.
Na history alikuwa anatuambia you helped him, you were doing this and that. Ilikujaje ama it happened? How did it happen?
Ananichochanga sana. So we moved in together, nikaendelea kufanya job. I think I worked until the very eve to giving birth. I was so active. Then so after nimemaliza job, you see tulikuwa tuna save do ilikuwa. So after you could give birth, we still had money that sustained us for about 3 months later. Then mtu wetu akaingia into competition ya Carsons, akakuwa number 3, tukawina 100k. Ikatusustain, tukalipa rent ya the next 7 months, tukaendelea kusurvive. So that was it. Then within that period, now nikaanza kutafuta locums. But what he keeps on saying that, what he doesn't say is during your time pia, yeye pia alikuwa anafanya job zingine za maajabu. Kuna time alienda Posta, by the way, nenda kubeba machuma. Na unajua hiyo do ilikuwa how much? Alikuwa alipa 7 so
per day.
Na ilikuwa job ya siku 2. So hapo zile za beba acha niende kuna job hapa 7 so ni pesa mob. So akaenda, by the way, beshte yetu alimwangalia kalia kwa zile za yani but I understand.
Lakini watu tokafacha ukiangalia mtu ana drive ama anavaa vizuri anakaa vizuri, there is kuna watu
kuna story. Hakuna gloria ina story, by the way. So ame struggle, alikuwa anafanya tu shughuli hapa, tuko hustle, mapero anatusaidia, friends wanatusupport. That was just how we used to live. Yeye pia na hustle hapa kule. So that is what we did. Then in between nikapata job after 5 months of kulea mtoi, nikaitiwa job tena. But now juu niko na mtoi, I requested them to only do night shifts because I couldn't do day shifts. Day shifts babes ako job, nafaa nile mtoi. So we agreed nipate job na nifanye night shift. So night shift alikuwa anaamka anaenda job, anaenda class, anaenda tizi, anarudi home. Akirudi home mimi natoka. Naenda nafanya night shift. So nilikuwa namwacha na mtoi as early as 5 months. Ajue venye mtoi atakula
the whole night.
Yeah. Imagine parenting, yani imagine kukua that young na umeachwa that responsibility ya kulea mtoi. And he took it. There's no day alikuwa na complain like it's too much because we just had to work something out together. And we found a balance. Me na wako usiku, naenda tizi morning. And that was it. And that is how we survived. So in between nikapata another job. After doing the locum, then I got an employment after my baby was like 8 months. Then nikapata 1-year contract. But now nilikuwa na double. Nilikuwa na double because pale nimepata a full-time contract, the money was not enough. You know, these wakisha kata tax, you're left with very little money. And then the locums, I was still getting paid. And the locums were earning me more than my real job. So I used to juggle them. Imagine nilikuwa naenda Karen, my job was at Karen. Job yangu ya Karen is a full-time job, Monday to Friday. And my locum was 3 days in a week. So you do 3 days, then 3 days off. So unapata maybe Monday, niko job both sides. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm working at Karen na work Mama Lucy. So I go naenda job Karen, nafika home, na shower, na mtoi wanawa naingia Mama Lucy. Nafanya job Mama Lucy naamka asubuhi, ikifika 5 na 5:30 na hepa, nafika home na freshen up naenda job. So that is how we used to survive. And at least your double salary ilikuwa inatusaidia kusustain our family and feed ourselves and make sure that he goes to training, make sure that we have our support. So I think that is what and I hold close to because that is what we had to do.
Very interesting story. Now I've been going through your social handles, post mabona giving back to the society nini, and I was so interested to know what pushed you ama nini unataka kufanya. You want to give back to the society. There is something that maybe you want to do, and ningependa utueleze kidogo, what are your plans, what are you planning to do, because ni kitu umekuwa ukipost sana, something you've been talking about.
Being a social worker, I actually thought that after working for 5 years, I would be completely done with social work. But I think social work it's more of my nature. So it's still haunting me, it's still following me around. So just looking back at my personal life and life experience, I had trauma of experiences that I went through when I lost my dad. Because my dad died in 2012 and I was doing my KCSE. And I think life ilichapa tu a U-turn, something that I didn't expect. So what happened is once my dad died, family just changed.
Yeah.
My mom started being frustrated. We were given an ultimatum to move out of our own home.
By who?
My siblings, my half brothers and sisters. In many families, I've had this. It's usually uncles and aunties, but in our case, it was my siblings. So my half sisters and brothers.
Actually, that is what I was expecting.
Yeah.
From your uncles.
No. Yeah. So my siblings, my dad had written a will. But now what he didn't do was he didn't have a lawyer sign it, but he did all the logistics, witnesses and everything, na akasainia watu what they deserve. But now what happened is when he died, then things changed. All the title deeds that we had of our dad, they called us on a meeting and they told us they wanted them, took everything from my mom. Wakatuambia now where we are living, we do not deserve to be there because my mom legally doesn't have papers. My mom had a dowry agreement. My mom had been married for over 18 years because I was 18 by then. So it means she's been married for 18 years. But they said they didn't recognize her, despite the fact that during my dad's burial, they sat there and acknowledged that she is the wife. But things flipped. They said they don't know her. We have to move wherever the little that our father gave us, we should go and build our house there. Nobody should stay at our father's home. So it was frustrating because I remember going through a lot of trauma. And the fact that I was in campus, I couldn't show my mom that I'm weak. So all the time nilikuwa naenda shule. Nikifika shule na I'm at school, my mom calls me. Your half brother anagonga mlango na kisu na panga at night. Anagonga mlango na panga na mbu usipohama by next week tutakuua. You see, death threats. Then I received those calls and I have to come out of school, go home, be strong for my mom, nijaribu kukaa ni kama at least nazusha whatever. Then I go back to school and break down. Because I remember my first year was terrible. Mabete zangu walikuwa na I used to come back from home. Nenda tu nawalilia because zile za me I can't take this anymore. So the fact that we went through that, there's a time my mom kwa shamba, you see the family land that is still tilling, process za kwanza kugawa shamba hazijaanza. My brother goes akatuma wase kwa shamba. My mom earning yake ya salary ilikuwa through farming. So amepanda skuma na supply kwa shule and at least hiyo skuma itu feed. Akatumanisha mtu siku moja hizo skuma zote zikakatwa zote chini. So because it was just a lot of emotional turmoil yenye ilikuwa inanifanya tu nakosa peace. And Trudy, can I tell you, my dad died in 2012 and up to now we've had a succession case that has gone on in court for the last even how many years? 13 years, 12 years, I'm a 10, I don't know, 2012, more than 12 years actually, due to 11 years. Tunashinda mkienda kotini, they don't want because the way the dad allocated nini property, they don't want it. Wanataka ile kidogo yenye mnyinyi mmeachiwa, even where you're supposed to stay, wanaitaka. So it was just frustrating and yes, Jalia. So
don't cry.
So going through that, what I'm very passionate about is I want to make sure that widows, they are not mishandled. They don't receive death threats. I know I can't do that, but what I can do, the best I can do is to give back to them.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend of mine, Helen, she's a widow. She has experienced a similar experience to that. I have friends, I have a lawyer friend. We're coming together to create an NGO. We'll start maybe with a CBO and just empower widows. To go in a position where these widows who are going through a lot, what can we do for them?
Okay.
Just 2 weeks ago when I called you, when we were talking, I had a trigger because I saw an article on Nation about a widow who had been thrown out of the matrimonial home. Amenyanganywa kila kitu. And you see, those are triggers. So when I saw that, I'm like, we need to do something about widows. They did not choose to be where they are. They did not choose to lose their husbands at that age, but their life has to continue. So how are we going to help them to continue having the best life they can, to support the children when you're mature, and to have peace? Because at the end of the day, if you don't have peace, you're being taunted, unaambiwa you do not deserve to be here, we will kill you. And you see, sometimes those death threats actually they actualize.
Yeah.
So you as children who, well, you've lost your dad, you've lost your mom, you live in fear because you don't know what your relatives are going to do to your parent. You don't know what is going to unfold the next day. So inakuletea a lot of traumas to the children, but also to the widows. What are they going through? Widows and widowers, what are they going through? So it's something that I would actually just want to actualize and make sure that they get the help they want. If it's legally, are we in a position to try and fight for what they actually deserve, so that they get what is rightfully theirs, so that they can take care of their children? We end up fighting each other and fighting for property and forget that at the end of the day, they are your sister's kids, they are your brother's kids. What are the children going to do? People don't even think about that. They just think about, we want that piece of land, we want this. What can we do to remedy the situation? Men, what can we do? Because at the end of the day, most of the issues make with women. When the husband dies is when the widows are being frustrated. As a man, when you're gaining all the properties you have in life, can't you take one property and give this property to your wife as a gift? But you're not giving it because of, you're just giving it, you're planning for your whatever happens, endowment and whatever, because if anything happens to you now, your wife can actually use whatever ile kadogo yenye it's registered legally under her to continue sustaining the family as they continue to fight the legal battles. Because the legal battles, they take a long time. They may take 2 years. They may take 6 months if the family is okay. They may take 12 years like ours. What is your family going to do during those 12 years when they're fighting for a piece of land that is, I think, worth $1 million shillings? And they have spent almost 10 years in court, spending money every day, going, and lack of peace and threats hapa na kule. And people actually end up killing others because of these possessions. So in remedy to women, what can we do to make sure that tunajipanga? Like women, Trudy, you're working right now. As much as you have a supportive husband, he has all the money in the world. What are you doing as a wife to make sure that if he dies now, if he leaves you now, you have something to sustain yourself? If you have children, you have something to sustain you and your children, and to start having a better life. So those are the conversations that we want to start having with the women, with men, and with widows, to honor the needy issues. Can we give them shelter? Can we have the crisis management? Like, ukipata widow mwenye amefukuzwa sahi kwao, and we have the funds to do it. What is the first thing we can do? The first thing is to give them shelter, because it's a basic need. Can we be in a position to give them shelter so that they have shelter? Then you provide them kama ni a business or something to sustain them. Then sasa waendelee kufight legal battles if they will or if they will not, but we have given them a solution so that wako na life. See ati wasa wanabaki tu kwa frustrated just because your husband died, just because your wife died. It shouldn't be that way. So that is what I'm passionate about. I'm telling this story because I want it heard. People tell stories for different reasons. For entertainment, but I'm telling my story for educational purposes, because I want people to be empowered and start thinking about their future, about when you exit, what next? How is your family prepared? And the people around you, like, how do you treat them? How do we take care of our aunties who are widows, our whatever, so that we just find a better way to treat these people, the group of people that are going through a lot. They have been neglected, they don't have rights, and it's something, they're people that deserve to live a better life like anyone else.
So when are you going to start this project?
My friends and I, we've sat down. We have deliberated on the ways forward. So the best thing we'll just do is we start with the the small groups, you see the small CBOs that are there, kuna kwangana zile tuchama za widows.
Yeah.
We start with the small ones, tujaribu kuona what is it that they need that can sustain themselves. Juko ushago kama ni makuku, tunanunulia kuku ziwa sustain kidogo, mtu akiuza kuku atapata kitu ya kulisha familia. Then in the future when you get funding, now zile long term easy crisis management, like if we have a need based issue, we have a widow that amefukuzwa na wapi, are we in a position to build a shelter for them, give them an employment and empower them and support them. So we are in the process of doing everything, and we hope that we do it for a good cause.
Yeah. And how are you going to reach them out? Because we understand kama ni widows wako wengi na mwezi saidia wote once. Maybe what are some of the objective you put across zenye zitawasaidia ku reach out hawa widows ama ku make sure maybe wamewapata as well? Yeah.
The good thing is nimekwambia social work inanihound, so I'm a social worker by profession. My friends also, the two of my friends that I'm working with are social workers, and as social workers we have been trained to do psychosocial assessment. So it's easy for us to do an assessment and to determine that this is a very needy case and how we can approach it. So in the long run we're going to have CHVs, the community health workers, who when they work community they can communicate and tell you guys, guys, kwa hii community yangu madhe yako kwa shida, they really need our help. Then we are able to go on ground, do the assessment, and once tumefanya the assessment we do then we help them according to what is the needy situation.
Okay. Right, that is a good idea. Maybe lastly there is something that also you want to clarify about what you've just said right now. Tukimaliza.
Clarify, hakuna ni kuomba tu God atupatie the strength to fight, the ability to continue pushing and to be able to have an impact in the society, because truly you whatever you're doing it because you want to bring impact and to bring change. You're telling people stories and it's meant to entertain, to inform and to educate. What I'm doing is I want to be able to bring change in the society, and that is what I would love to go down in history, ikisemekana, just for my own conscience. Like, I was haunted by my past experience, but my past experience has helped me to help people, even if I know I won't be able to help all of them, but the few that will get the help that they need, are we able to help them? And you sleep at night knowing that you did something for a good cause. Yeah.
Wow. All right, Lavender. I wish you nothing but the best. I know that hey, kitu kama hiyo si rahisi, but I believe God ata come through. Maybe do you have wale watu mna partner na apart from your friends? Maybe do you have other, let's say, companies that you're partnering with?
Not yet,
or if
but
wakipatikana
wakipatikana itakuwa poa. Right now I don't have anyone that we are partnering with, but I believe that once, the first step is for you to go on ground, start doing the work, let people see the work, then it attracts people who are interested in helping. I'm sure there are people who have wanted to do this for a long time. There are people who have wanted to give their money to a good cause, but they didn't know how. So once they see what we are doing on ground, I'm sure they would, if they want to come, they'll come and they'll support and be part of the change.
Wow. Your social media handles, maybe someone wants to reach you out.
I think nafani change.
Kwa nini?
Unajua, Facebook yangu inajita I'm Love Lavesh. Twitter yangu inajita Laventa Mutavi. Instagram yangu ni love_d lavi.
Jamani.
Hizo ni majina za nilitengeneza nikikuwa bado kijana. And I'm just thinking, I think I need to change, but I'm still not changing my Instagram name. I think I love it. But hapo tutachange tunikizeeka.
Sawa. Hauko YouTube, hauko TikTok.
Wacha nikwambie hii story ya YouTube. By the way, Trudy, you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
I think wase wajui how hard and difficult it is to post on YouTube.
Real,
so juzi, I think sometime kuna mtu alinichocha, a family member akaniambia, Lavi, by the way, so unaweza tufanyia vlog ya training, ukiingia training. Niko zile za by the way, I have many videos. So niko zile za nikaenda YouTube, Laventa Mtavi. And then, do you know how many subscribers I got? I got 2 subscribers. Na moja ni TV ya nyumba. Na kwa nyumba tuko watu around 8 but moja ni TV imesubscribe. So bado ni account yangu imenisubscribe alafu niko na 1 follower. Of course mnajua nani ndo my second follower. Then niko zile za aluta continua. Then I decided to post one video. Aki views. Aki nilipata 10. Aki strike. And hata views si shida. Getting to post that video. I think nililala the whole night video yangu ikipost.
Inaenda ikirudi.
Nikamaliza niko zile after all that struggle niko zile za I need to get views. Unaona? Mtu wangu nilipata 10 views. And you know that is the last time nilipost on YouTube. Because people don't know how hard it is. Unajua watu sema tu kina Trudy wanapata dough kwa YouTube. Ukipata kujua what people are doing, when you get to understand its passion.
Kitambo ufike tu hata ufikishe tu 1k subscribers.
I think the passion because the fact that uko able to do this thing day in day out na how quit. Kenzo ulikuwa na views ngapi? Tuombe tu kweli.
Nilikuwa nakula 10 views wiki mzima.
Guys, ningekuwa YouTuber ni venye
sikuwa give up. Imagine siko give. Mimi sasa giving up is my last opportunity to sifikiriangi in life. Imagine ningekuwa mtu wa ku give up. Give up kitambo lakini nilijiambia because I love this. I don't care what. Mimi sitaki kujua views ni ngapi. Ile siku zitakubali ni sawa.
Guys, I could have been your next Trudy. I could be the one giving you content. Iliumana.
Ulisema hizo 10 views wacha. 10 views. Yaani uliweka ulikuwa unataka uweke upate 1k views.
Nilikuwa na imagine nikiweka napata 500.
Watu walikuchocha ukasema
kwanza wase wa nyumba alafu unyo walinichocha hata I'm sure. Kwa hiyo nyumba half of them they didn't watch what I posted.
Inakuwa hivyo. Imagine watu watch hata they're not close to you. Ni watu tu wenyewe. Unajua watu ni kama wamekuzoea kukuona. So they don't even bother to let's go see what
that is the interesting thing. You know, I'm doing business. Your merchandise yetu ya Truck Fadi. And what I realized is when you start something, wase wako close to you wako zile, we will support you. Yes. But when you start doing the real business, wase wanakusupport there are people who are not even close to you.
Yeah.
And you know, people who are not even close to you, they won't bother. Wako zile za ni 3k sawa they buy. Msako close to you.
Hiyo ni pesa mingi.
Ni mingi. Alafu atafanya hata umuzie.
Hata thao.
At a very discounted price. Then you end up not making money.
Imagine.
So, big up to you guys. Whatever you're doing, it's awesome. Wacha sisi tukimbie. Yenye ngumu.
Kimbieni. All right, so Lavi, thank you so much for your time. It has been amazing having you here. And I can't wait to have you again and again.
Promise me that when Nita make my first international team, I'll give you an interview. You'll come do an interview
at the airport. Where?
Hiyo time nimewin. Unakuja kwanza. Na make sure sipati mtu yote interview. Nasema nangoja Trudy.
Akimaze.
Promise me.
Wewe ndio umenipromise. Mimi niko sawa.
Guys, nimepromise Trudy my first interview.
Yes.
Time nita make it.
Yeah. We'll make it soon.
Very soon.
Yes. And I wish you nothing but the best. You know, I love you. Nimetoka all the way from nimetoka unajua nilikuwa Canada.
Tuliteseka na wewe uko Kekoso.
Nilikuwa Kekoso ya nini? Ya 2016 ama 2015. Ya Machakos. Wacha nimalize tupige story. So guys, that is it for now. Make sure you subscribe. We are road to 100k subscribers. I love you so much. And behind the camera I have my super director Peter Clayson. Good job. You're really doing an amazing job, director.
And by the way, I do edits. Mimi ndo na edit yanga Trudy zile nini. Naitanga zile ma spams. Zile za kutoa ni mimi.
Marine.
Zile za that's me.
Nyuma.